The 28-year-old in the $70,000 BMW who lives in his parents' basement. The influencer posting business class flights, financed entirely on credit cards she can't pay off. The guy wearing a $600 Gucci belt with $84 in his checking account. The couple with the luxury apartment in Manhattan. Both are one layoff away from eviction. The friend who always picks up the check at dinner, then overdrafts the next morning. What you're looking at isn't wealth. It's a performance. And it's everywhere. Here's what most people don't realize. According to the Federal Reserve, 63% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money or selling something. But walk through any major city in the US or UK, and you'll see designer bags, luxury cars, and people living like millionaires. The gap between looking rich and being financially secure has never been wider. Welcome to the era of fake rich, where status is leased, wealth is performed, and financial fragility hides behind an Instagram perfect facade. Today, we're breaking down 10 signs that someone is fake rich, not to judge them, but to understand the psychology, the patterns, and the long-term cost of maintaining an illusion. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Real wealth whispers. Fake wealth screams. Let's get into it. Sign 1. The entry-level luxury trap. Here's the behavior. Buying the cheapest version of a luxury brand just to say they own it. Real-life example. A 25-year-old buys a base model BMW 3 Series for $45,000. No upgraded features? Cloth seats? Basic sound system? But it has the badge. Compare that to a fully loaded Honda Accord or Toyota Camry at $35,000. Better tech, more reliable, lower insurance, cheaper maintenance. But they chose the BMW. Why? Psychology. They want the signal of luxury, not the substance. The logo matters more than the value. It's about what people see in the parking lot, not what they experience inside the car. Financial reality. That BMW costs 30% more to insure, has higher maintenance costs, and depreciates faster. Over 5 years, they'll spend an extra $12,000 to $15,000 just to display a status symbol. They're not buying transportation, they're buying validation. And validation is one of the most expensive things you can purchase. Sign 2. The subscription millionaire. Behavior. A lifestyle entirely built on recurring monthly payments. Real-life example, their life looks premium. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify Premium, Apple Music, YouTube Premium, gym membership they never use, HelloFresh, DoorDash Pass, Amazon Prime, Adobe Creative Cloud, Peloton membership, ClassPass, luxury car lease, upgraded phone plan, cloud storage, premium LinkedIn. Add it up, easily $800 to $1,200 per month. That's $10,000 to $14,000 a year on subscriptions alone. Psychology. Each subscription feels small. $9.99 here, $15 there. It doesn't feel like real spending. It feels like lifestyle optimization. But here's what they're not seeing. It's death by 1,000 small cuts. Financial reality. According to research, the average American spends around $273 per month on subscriptions. And most people underestimate by about 30% because they forget what they're subscribed to. That's money that could go into a Roth IRA, index funds, or an emergency fund. Instead, it vanishes every month, quietly draining their ability to build actual wealth. Sign 3, the financed everything lifestyle. Behavior. Nothing is owned outright. Everything is financed, leased, or on a payment plan. Real-life example, $800 per month car lease, $200 per month on furniture financing through a firm, $50 per month phone payment plan, $3,000 vacation on a credit card with minimum payments, even a $90 jacket on Afterpay split into 4 installments. They're earning $75,000 a year, but living a $95,000 lifestyle through debt. Psychology. Buy now, pay later makes expensive things feel affordable. It removes the psychological pain of paying. Your brain doesn't process $45 per month the same way it processes $2,200 up front. It's a cognitive trick, and it works. Financial reality, studies show people spend 12 to 18% more when using credit versus cash. The pain of payment is delayed, so the restraint disappears. But here's the trap. They're not building equity. They're building obligations. Every month they owe. And the moment income stops, the whole structure collapses. Sign 4, the Zero Emergency Fund, all aesthetic life. Behavior, immaculate lifestyle, zero financial buffer. Real life example, someone lives in a $2,400 per month apartment in a trendy neighborhood. Designer coffee table, expensive art on the walls, wardrobe full of Zara, All Saints, and Reformation. But ask them, how much do you have saved for emergencies? The answer is usually under $1,000. Sometimes, literally zero. Psychology, an emergency fund is invisible. It doesn't photograph well. It doesn't signal success on Instagram. So, people prioritize things that look like wealth over things that create security. Financial reality. The Federal Reserve found that 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing. And yet, those same people often spend more than that on a single weekend trip. The result? One medical bill, one car repair, one unexpected expense, and they're in crisis mode. Real wealth isn't about what you display. It's about what you can survive. Sign 5, the logo maximalist behavior. Every item they own is covered in visible branding. Real-life example, Gucci belt, Louis Vuitton crossbody bag, Balenciaga hoodie, off-white sneakers, Supreme beanie. Not a single item is subtle. Every piece screams the brand name. Psychology. When your identity is built on external markers, you need those markers to be visible. It's not about quality, it's about recognition. The louder the logo, the louder the signal. I can afford this. But here's the irony. People who are actually wealthy rarely wear logos. They buy quality and craftsmanship. You'd never know the brand. Financial reality? Luxury brands charge 300 to 500% markups on items that have similar quality to non-luxury alternatives. You're not paying for better materials. You're paying for the logo. You're paying for status. And status is an expensive, never-ending subscription. Sign 6, the Instagram wealth performer behavior. Their entire social media presence is a curated highlight reel of spending. Real-life example, someone posts constantly, new watch unboxing, treat yourself shopping haul, business class boarding pass, champagne brunch, luxury hotel room, designer shopping bags with the caption, I work hard, I deserve this. But behind the scenes, $18,000 in credit card debt, overdrafted twice this month, avoiding checking their bank account. Psychology? Social media has turned spending into performance art. Every purchase is content. Every experience is validation. The dopamine hit doesn't come from the purchase itself. It comes from the likes. They're not buying things. They're buying social proof. Financial reality? Research from the University of Michigan found that people who frequently post luxury purchases report higher financial stress and anxiety. Why? Because they're trapped in a cycle. Spend to impress, post for validation, feel temporary high, then stress about money. Repeat. It's not wealth. It's an addiction disguised as success. Sign 7. The anti-investing mentality behavior. Actively avoiding long-term investing while spending freely in the present. Real-life example. Someone says, I'll invest when I'm older and have more money. Or, the stock market is too risky for me. But that same person drops $400 on a Saturday night out, buys $150 sneakers on impulse, finances a $50,000 car, has 6 streaming subscriptions. Psychology? Investing requires delayed gratification. It's boring. It's invisible. It doesn't give you anything today. Spending gives you instant dopamine, instant status, instant satisfaction. So, they choose the instant reward every single time. Financial reality. According to Pew Research, only about 56% of American households own any stock, including retirement accounts. And for people under 35, that number drops significantly. Meanwhile, A simple $300 per month investment in an S&P 500 index fund over 30 years at average returns? That's over $600,000. But they'll never see that money because they're too busy financing a lifestyle that feels rich today. Sign 8, the high earner, low net worth, trap behavior, 6-figure salary, almost zero net worth. Real life example, someone earns $95,000 per year in the US or 65,000 pounds per year in the UK, but their breakdown looks like this: $2,800 per month rent, trendy neighborhood, $750 per month car payment, $600 per month on dining out and delivery, $400 per month on subscriptions and memberships, $500 per month on shopping and lifestyle student loan payments, credit card minimums, phone bill, insurance. At the end of the month, maybe $400 to $500 saved, sometimes nothing. Psychology. They assume earning more is success, but income without savings is just a higher cost lifestyle. The Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that as income increases, discretionary spending increases at an even faster rate. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it's silent wealth destruction. Financial reality: net worth is assets minus liabilities. If you make $100,000 but have $90,000 in debt and $3,000 in savings, your net worth is negative. You're not rich, you're just well paid and broke. Sign 9, the fake it till you make it, performer behavior. Spending money to look successful instead of investing in becoming successful. Real life example: someone spends $3,000 on a luxury entrepreneur wardrobe, attends $500 networking events, leases a premium office space for their barely started business, buys a $200 leather notebook to look the part. Meanwhile, they have no business plan, no customers, and no revenue. Psychology. They believe the appearance of success will attract success. And sometimes it does, but only if the substance is there. Without the foundation, it's just expensive cosplay. Financial reality. People who prioritize looking successful delay becoming successful by years because every dollar spent on the performance is a dollar that didn't go into skills, education, product development, or actual investment. Status is theater, and theater is expensive. Sign 10, the peer pressure spender. Behavior: financial decisions driven entirely by social comparison. Real life example: everyone in their friend group takes expensive trips to Tulum, Ibiza, or Bali. So they do too. Even if it means putting $4,000 on a credit card, everyone leases German luxury cars. So they lease one too. Even though a used Honda would cut their monthly payment in half, everyone brunches at $80 per person spots every weekend. So they go too, even though they can't actually afford it. Psychology. Humans are social creatures. We're wired to mirror our peer group. But here's the trap. You have no idea what your peer's actual financial situation is. They might also be fake rich. You're all performing for each other, going into debt to match a lifestyle nobody can actually afford. Financial reality. Studies show peer influence increases discretionary spending by 15 to 25%. If your financial decisions are based on matching your social circle, you're not in control. You're letting other people who might be drowning in debt dictate your financial future. Real wealth is independent. Fake wealth is comparative. Here's the thing: nobody wants to admit fake rich feels good. In the short term, it feels good to be seen, to be recognized, to signal status, to participate in the lifestyle everyone else seems to have. But real wealth is invisible. It's the paid-off car, the fully funded emergency fund, the growing investment account nobody sees, the ability to say no to things you technically could afford because you're optimizing for freedom, not appearance. Real wealth is quiet. Fake wealth is loud. And the difference shows up not in what you drive or wear today, but in what you're able to do 10 years from now. Fake rich people are trapped. They can't quit jobs they hate because they need the income to fund the lifestyle. They can't take risks. They can't walk away. They're enslaved to the image they created. Real, wealthy people, they have options. They have time. They have freedom. And that's what wealth actually is. Not the stuff you own, but the choices you control. The question isn't whether you look successful. The question is, Are you building something real or just performing something temporary? So here's my question for you. Which of these behaviors have you seen in people around you? Or, if we're being honest, maybe even in yourself? Drop a comment. Let's talk about it. And if this made you rethink how you see wealth, subscribe, because every week on Friday, we break down the psychology behind money, success, and the patterns that quietly destroy or build your financial future. See you in the next one.